You wanted to talk about something that I don't like. So please.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, you have your ways, and you should. Your ways work. You've been around the sports things for a while. I think you have certain ways of how to do things because you've been watching sports for a long time. You see what works and you see what doesn't. But I gotta disagree with you. I love the players nowadays having their own voice. I like having them their own shows. I like having them off mic. And I think it's actually healthy for the sport. You being a Cowboy fan, one of many Cowboys fans who now have turned on one of their best players, Micah Parsons, because he has a show.
That's not the only reason we'll continue.
I know, but I was keeping it lighthearted. But his show, I thought was just a regular show, decent, not bad at all. Pretty, he keeps it. He doesn't give away any game plans. He keeps it pretty light, and I don't feel like it interferes at all with football. Recently, he's been having CJ Stroud come on, and they are like lightning in a bottle. They get together. They're like Chuck and Shaq. So and the NFL decided to pair them together for the draft and have them do draft commentary. And I was saying I can see a world where these guys either have their own little show or at least CJ is a recurring guest on Micah's show. And I just wanted to know how you felt about that. Like, because I think it's pretty dope. But I feel like you might be thinking different.
It may shock you, but I think that they did a really good job with the first round. Saw some of the coverage. Micah Parsons is a very emotional guy. I don't like the way he talks, but it works for him. It works in regards to people who like to hear him. I agree with you in regards to CJ Stroud. Has a lot of bravado and charisma, and they work well together. So shouts to them. It was good. It's good. Up to a certain point. Here's my thing. I enjoyed it. I really did. You know why I did?
Why?
Because it's the off season. Oh. That's why. The fact that it's the off season. Go ahead. Talk your sports. Go ahead. Talk your football and break it down. Do all the stuff. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. When the game starts, I don't want to hear from you. All right? If it's not press conference, post game, I don't care. I don't care. This is fine. I've said this. I think that athletes, yes, spread your wings, be able to be in the media space or do other stuff in the off season. It's all good. I don't like when it's in season. The same thing with Mind the Game, JJ Redick and LeBron James. Great podcast. Mm-hmm. I don't like it because it's happening during season. I don't know when they recorded it. I have no idea. But I don't like it.
So my thing is, isn't this a better use of your time? Because our athletes in our day, and they still are, but wilding.
I'd rather that.
Strip clubs, parties.
Do normal stuff.
That normal stuff?
Normal stuff, right?
And I think it's pretty, constructive. Like, I don't want you thinking about your brand way before you become the player you're supposed to be. But I don't know. I like it. I think it's entertaining. Because to me, when I meant to ask you, what's really the difference between them doing that and quarterbacks and coaches going on like a weekly show or weekly radio show to talk? Because Belichick did it. Tomlin did it. Big Ben did it. Tom Brady did it. And this was all throughout their career. We didn't really hear about it because these were all local things. And we're in New York. We're not going to hear a Patriots radio station. But this has been going on for a while. It's just podcasting kind of puts a new light to it.
Well, I think the reason why that's different is that when those guys are on shows on a weekly basis, they're pretty centric on what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're talking about the team. They're talking about what they think about certain things and what's going on and blah, blah, blah. They keep it very, very tight to what they're discussing.
10-minute phone call, 15-minute phone call.
This is something completely different where it's like you're talking about other players. You're breaking down the games.
And they're fishing for content. When you're making calls, there was just what happened this week, blah, blah, blah. But now they have to think about content.
Yeah, exactly. You have to now create stuff. And now it's like, okay, after a Dallas Cowboys loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, I as a Dallas Cowboy fan, I don't want to hear from you. If Micah Parsons has one tackle and no tackle for loss, no sacks, and you're gonna come out with this podcast, I'm gonna be hot. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the problem. If CJ Stroud ends up being on the show and he's a co-host and he throws 4 interceptions in the game and he's coming out talking about somebody, that's why it's dangerous, because it sets a precedent, and it puts out this narrative it's just unwarranted attention. That's all it is. It's not always going to be the best attention for you as an athlete. That's what I'm saying. Excuse me. But that's why I don't like it.
Okay. Nah, because with football, they definitely try to take the attention away from the individual and always try to keep it on the team.
Yeah.
So I can see that. But I mean, I love my entertainment. I love this new wave media. The Draymond podcast was definitely one of the dopest things to me that happened in ball, but he's already had his 4 rings. And it definitely went off the rails a couple times.
Of course it did. You get smacked and go straight to your podcast. No, we don't care. We don't care. That's what I'm saying. I as a Dallas Cowboy fan, I don't care. I don't care about what Micah has to say in his podcast. I want to hear what you say pregame. They got a mic in your face, talk about the game, talk about the strategy or whatever it is. Post game, talk about don't rush and not speak to the media and then go to your platform and have everything to say. I don't want that. You're a leader on this team, be a leader. Don't just be a guy that looks to be a star without putting in that necessary leadership work. I'm not saying that he doesn't put in work to be a good player, but the leadership work is something completely different. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because the Kelsey brothers were established when they did.
Correct.
That, so. All right, I got you.
That's what I'm saying. There's a time and a place for it. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, everybody believes that everybody has to do things uniform nowadays, and it's like these kids are growing up like, yeah, I want to do that. No, do it. Focus on what got you here. What got you here is your hard work and your football ability. Your God-given ability is what got you this platform. Focus on that, because once the bag comes there and you establish yourself and you're a 10-time All-Pro and all these other things, when you do a media thing or a podcast, nobody's going to say anything at that point. People are going to be like, we can't wait to hear what you have to say. But when you're still building yourself, it's a distraction.
Okay.
So I'm saying.